But I was trying to play my card too, you know. I was like, okay, cool, I'll get back to you, whatever. And she just kept kind of touching base, and then before I even knew what the rest of the lineup was, I was like, dude, you are so in. I can't even stand it. So I would love to welcome back second-time storyteller, Hailey Hendrix.
Holland's people who left for Union. Yeah, who needs it? Okay, so, and I'm really excited to be back. But basically, I don't know if I'm a saint or a sinner in this story, but I'm definitely a freaking problem, so it's close enough. Well, it all started my junior year of college, and what I love about telling these stories to a room full of strangers is they're like, that's gotta be made up. Like, nobody's that weird, but when I tell it to people who know me, like my friends from college, they're like, that's a Tuesday. And I need you to let other people talk now. But my junior year of college, I decided that I was gonna study abroad in London. And I'd never so much as like been to camp before, so this was a really big deal for me. And if it was a big deal for me, it was an even bigger deal for my mom. And she's dropping me off at the airport, her and my dad is the most introverted person in the world, and my mom is ugly crying. Like for baggage claim, she's like, my God. And I'm like, be cool. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed by this, and security has to stop her. They're like, ma'am, you can't go any further, which makes her cry harder. And my dad is like hiding behind this plastic fern that they have in there. And he's like 6'3", so hiding nothing, but. So I'm going through baggage claim, and my mom is sobbing so hard that I'm like really distracted. So I forget that I have my phone in my pocket. So the metal detector goes off. And so the TSA person has to pat me down, and I hear my mom go, leave her alone! She didn't know, just leave her alone! Get your hands off of her! And I have this like out-of-body experience where I'm like, oh my God. This trip, like I have got to cut the umbilical cord. Like, I've got to come back and just have seen some shit. And she'll just look at me and be like, you are no longer, you know, my little baby. So I'm like making this plan. I get to London, and one of my really good friends, Luce, who's there, she is always down for traveling. So she's like, okay, well, let's see what we can do. I mean, we spend our time in London, and I of course start doing a lot of research, as any badass would. And apparently, if you want to make bad decisions in Europe, you go to Amsterdam, right? So we wait until the end of the trip. We go to Amsterdam. Luce's sister flies over from California to be with us. And before Amsterdam, I had never smoked a ganja. But I was like, it's legal here, so you know what? Like, let me be crazy. And so I have typed up an itinerary. And so we go to the coffee house, which is what you call a weed shop in Amsterdam. And we go up to the, I don't know, what do you call it, barista. And like Luce's sister smokes all the time, so she's like, I want the most you can give me of the strongest stuff you have, right? And I was like, do you have anything pre-rolled or whatever, anything I can eat? But he gives her 5 grams of this stuff called amnesia, right? And she's like, don't be a baby, just smoke it. And I was like, okay, as long as we make sure we get to our next step on the itinerary. So we start smoking. And I remember the exact second that I lost motor function. I was like in a chair. I've never been so grateful for a chair in my life. I was like, oh my God. I was like holding on to it like I was on a roller coaster. And the locals are like not even hiding. They're like, look at her. Look how hard she's holding on. And that you have written for us to do, because I told them I want to go to the red light district, and I want to go to the Anne Frank house. Ladies and gentlemen, I did one of those two things. I am not proud of which one it was. So they're like, come on, let's go to the not to the Anne Frank house, let's go to the red light district, because you've scheduled in a live sex show. And I was like, it was in a documentary. And so before we go, we stop at this convenience store. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you've never been high before, but you have been drunk. And if high is anything like drunk, food will help this situation. So I start buying all of this candy, and there are these Snickers that are in green wrapping paper, or wrapping paper, they're in green paper. And I'm like, oh my God, Dutch people care about the environment so much. This must be recycled paper, so I buy 2 to show my support. And I'm like, all right, let's go to the sex show, okay? We've got our tickets, let's move. So we go in, and it's still a little bit light outside, and it's like us 3 who are as high as any 3 people have ever been, and a buttload of Japanese tourists, right? And I come in, and there's this Japanese woman in a visor next to me, and I'm like, your first time here? Mine too, yeah. It's a lot, right? And Luce keeps elbowing me. She's like, stop talking to people. Nobody wants to talk during this. And the first 2 performers come out. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm very aware that under normal circumstances, I would be mortified to be anywhere near this. But as it was, I was like, interesting. That's a good one. And for those of you who don't know me, my voice doesn't whisper. It just doesn't. But I always think I'm whispering really well, and then no one can hear me. And I'm like, psst. Luce. How many Kegels you think she had to do to make that? And Luce is like, I'm not even gonna acknowledge that. And I am so hungry, and I just kind of rip into one of these Snickers bars that I've gotten. And I'm there for a minute, I'm watching a few more people come out, and I'm like, something happened because now I'm floating. And I'm like, psst, Luce, are you somehow getting higher? And she's like, that's a weed Snickers gummy. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? There's nothing sacred to these people. But I keep eating it because I'm so hungry. And then this woman comes out, and she's the first person to be alone. She's got nothing but a banana, right? And she peels it, and she puts it in her vajayjay. I know. And she starts trying to get volunteers to come take a bite. I know. And she is looking around, she points right at me. She's like, sweetie, come here. You like it very much, come here. And I'm like, I don't. So I stand up, and there's chocolate all over my face. And there's half a Snickers dangling from my hands. And my friends are like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. And for just one brief moment, I look at that banana, and I'm like, I am so hungry. And then I come to my senses, and I hold my Snickers, and I'm like, you're not gonna trick me into eating fruit, lady! And Luce is so embarrassed, she grabs me, yanks me back down to my seat, and her sister are both like, are you freaking kidding me? Because you've made a scene now at the sex show. And wrong, which is when they realize she's a liability. We've got to get her out of here. So during intermission, we leave, and I'm like saying goodbye to the very friendly Japanese woman next to me. I'm like, you did great with the banana. I support your work, but I've got to go. So we leave, and by the time we get out, it is full-blown red light district. There are women who are standing in these like kind of glass windows, and I've seen in the documentaries what they're doing. And I was like, oh my God, think of the stories they have to tell. And I just start going towards them. And again, my friends grab me, and they're like so pissed off that they're like no longer talking to me. And we get on the tram that's gonna take us back to the hotel, and I keep trying to be like, oh my God, can you believe what this has been like? This is horrible. And then I see a Domino's, like as the train goes. And I was like, guys, and they're both like, absolutely fucking not. No, we're not stopping. We are going to the hotel. And I wait right until the doors are about to close, and I'm like, that's your decision, okay, bye. I just run out, and the door closes, and it's loose, banging on the glass, and she's like, and I'm like, pizza! And so she leaves, and I go into this Domino's that's like just a little entrance. There are no tables or anything. And I walk up and I'm like, excuse me, I'd like to get 2 pizzas to go. And he's like, well, you can't eat them here, so that's fine. And I'm like, okay, I buy the pizzas, and then I'm like, when they're done, how will you find me? And he looks at this completely deserted little entranceway, and he's like, we'll find you. And find me he did. So I got my pizza, I was so excited, and by some miracle, I made it back to that hotel room. And when I open the door, I expect kind of like a hero's welcome, because I got the pizza. And they're both like livid. They're like, what? We had no way of contacting you? It is Amsterdam at night. And I was like, nothing will try to snatch me. Got pizza. I'm like really excited. I'm remorseless. And they're both like, we're not going to talk to her. That's her punishment. So they turn on the TV so the silence isn't like deafening. And it's like Lord of the Rings. And I keep whispering stuff. I'm like, the only thing this lesson is teaching me is how to eat 2 pizzas by myself. I'm not afraid of you. And by the way, Domino's in Amsterdam suck. Anyway, so I ate it. But we're watching Lord of the Rings, and Luce goes, you know what? This language is really good for like the elves. Like it sounds very elfish. And me and her sister are like, it's us. And then we're in silence for another 10 minutes watching it, and finally her sister goes, this is English. And we're like, we're too high, we need to go to bed. We're too high. I woke up the next morning, there was like pizza sauce in my hair. I was like, holy crap, we gotta get back to the States. So I don't really remember the next few days in Amsterdam. I can tell you that amnesia lives up to its name. But I finally get back to the States, and I'm waiting in line at like the customs line. And I can see from the gate, my mom is jumping up and down, where it's like, don't go past here. She's like, oh my God, so many restrictions. And without even thinking about it, I kind of start walking towards her. And I'm like, she's gonna see it. The second she sees my face, she's gonna see that I have been through so much. Like, I lived in a foreign country for a semester. Like, she's gonna know that I'm a changed person. So I start walking towards her, and the security is like, ma'am, you have to go through customs. I'm like, oh, of course, I forgot, I'm sorry. And from behind him, I hear very, very, very muffled, leave her alone! Leave her alone!